You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Mocha Minions, how everybody's doing? No, it's been a while since I've uploaded, trying to get everything ready. My daughter's going to be home in a couple of days. God bless her safety for her to get here safely, safe travel. So nevertheless, I appreciate y'all for being patient. You know, we do have other things, you know, when it comes to being a wife and a mom, you know, it's always other things you have to do. So I had to put some content on hold, but nevertheless, let's get right into it. So as assured, I told y'all I was going to do the story about Tyra Crosby, the young lady who was unalived by 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼, which is the married woman, who in turn is married to Albert Alexander, which is the man who supposedly, the married man who supposedly lured the side chick, side piece, or mistress, whatever you want to call her, 25-year-old Tyra Crosby, into the home. So this story is very interesting, y'all. I've been digging and digging, doing a lot of researching. And this story has so many twists and turns. You know, it's just very complicated. You know, first of all, let me start off, anything I say in this video is based off of my own personal opinion. This also video serves for entertainment and educational purposes only. So anything I say is basically just based off of my own opinion. I don't have any actual factuals other than the articles that has basically pertained all of this information that I'm going to be sharing with y'all. So, you know, we could take it with a grain of salt, but nevertheless. So for those of you who are not familiar, charges have been upgraded for Charlotte woman, Mrs. Alexander, Mrs. Stephanie Alexander, for shooting the side piece, Tyra Crosby. So, goes without further, a Mecklenburg County grand jury has indicted a woman for second-degree murder in the shooting death of Charlotte woman found inside her home in the northwest Charlotte area. The county district attorney's office says Stephanie Alexander has been indicted by a grand jury in the death of Tyra Crosby. Alexander was initially charged with voluntary manslaughter in Crosby's death. Police say Alexander called 911 to report she had found someone inside her home. Crosby's mother told news she turned over a recording of her daughter's final moments to investigators. She believes her daughter was brutally beaten before she was shot. So keep in mind, once the mother, initially it was going to be first degree murder. That was the charge that they was going to give her initially. I'm sorry, second degree murder was a charge they was going to give her initially. But once the mother turned in that evidence, turned in that recording, it has been upgraded to second degree murder. Now some sources are saying first degree and some are saying second degree, and we're going to go into the differences between these different offenses that she has been charged with. That way we can get a thorough understanding on what Mrs. Alexander is up against. So the family believes the recording led authorities to upgrade the charges against Alexander. July 27th, CMPD responded to the home on Porter Street again after someone fired gunshots into the Alexander home. No one was hurt. Detectives were still investigating. Charlotte Mecklenburg police released the 911 call of a woman claiming she shot and killed someone she found inside her home. Detectives were called to Porter Street on July 18th. The 51-year-old Stephanie Alexander reported she shot someone inside her home. Charlotte 911, do you need police, fire, or medical? I need police. Somebody just been shot in my house, the caller said. CMPD says 25-year-old Tyra Crosby was found inside the home. Crosby's family told WCCB she was invited to the home by Alexander's husband. In fact, according to them, they have an 8-minute recording of Crosby's final moments. The family believes Crosby was beaten and shot. Criminal defense attorney Mark Jetton is not an attorney on the case, but asked about his opinion about the voluntary manslaughter charge Alexander is facing. It certainly seems to be the charge that you would assume is correct. Now the tricky part is just because it's heat of passion situation doesn't mean manslaughter is the correct charge, says Jetton. Crosby family says they have turned over their recordings to police. They want Alexander to be charged with murder. So, going further along, keep in mind when she first was charged with it, they had arrested her for voluntary manslaughter. So, what is voluntary manslaughter? It's basically based on intent, okay? Meaning that this woman did not have no intentions. She didn't plan this out. She didn't wake up this morning saying, I am going to unalive the woman who I caught in the house with my husband who invited her there. Basically, she so happened, walked in, lost it, snapped, had a moment, and that's when she unalived her. So that was the difference. A lot of the times, a lot of people don't understand the way that law works, is that everything is based off intent. The more it can be proven that there was intent, that's the higher chances of you, actually going to prison for a higher offense. If it's proved that you really didn't have intentions, you didn't have any ill intent, the less chances of you getting severe time. So that's really what it's based upon. Did you plan on doing this? Did you intend to hurt this lady? Did you have time to really think about it? Or was it one of those things that you were just so emotionally distraught, you lost it, you didn't have time to think, you didn't have time to reason, you just acted on impulse. So voluntary manslaughter is more so in the heat of the moment. Crime of passion. Now, different sources have been saying is she's either been upgraded to a first degree or a second degree. So I had to look up the differences on that one. So a first degree is committed with intent and premeditation. In other words, you planned on doing this, which I don't think in this case she planned on doing it. She so happened came home, saw this young lady either in her bed or giving her husband head. Something she saw that made her snap and lose her mind, where she didn't have time to think, she just reacted. Second degree, on the other hand, which is what some of the sources are saying she has been upgraded to, means malicious intent, meaning you did have intent to harm, but it was not planned. In other words, yeah, I wanted to beat her behind. Yeah, I wanted to unalive her, but it wasn't like I planned this. I just so happened, walked up in this situation, came home, saw this woman in my house. In the heat of the moment, I got upset, lost it. Pretty much the kind of similar to voluntary manslaughter, but with voluntary manslaughter, that's more of a lightweight crime of passion. But what they're trying to say, which is why they upgraded it to second degree after hearing that recording, yeah, you knew what you was doing. You knew you came home and caught your husband with my daughter, so you knew what you were doing. So basically, that recording is pretty much going to decide her fate. In the recording, from what I could hear, I'm gonna see if I could play. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I could play a snippet of the actual recording. So nevertheless, I'm gonna go ahead and play the audio.
One life.
Charlie 911, you need police, fire, and medic. I need police. Somebody just inside of my house. I came home and I seen that I had a woman in my house, and I pulled out my gun and I shot, and she's not moving. How old is she? I have no idea. I don't even know the woman. She's inside my house in the hallway on the floor. Is she flat on her back? No, she's on her stomach. I can try to move her on her back. My husband told me don't touch her. Oh God, what did I do? What did I do?
So from that brief audio, it doesn't sound like to me she's very distraught. Sounds like to me she's what I would like to call setting the stage, make it seem as if, you know, she just so happened came home and found this woman in her home, like this woman who just broke in like an intruder, and basically she got startled and, you know, took matters upon her hands because she was threatened by this stranger. So it sounds like to me she was just basically setting the stage and, you know, making it seem as if she didn't know this woman at all. Sounds like she's probably being coerced. You can hear the husband in the background when she told the operator, my husband told me not to touch her, don't turn her over, whatever the case is. So that is basically what we're up against. The whole, to summarize this whole story, basically, the husband, Albert Alexander, who is 53 years old, lured this woman, Tyra Crosby, who's 25 years old, into his home, knowing he was married to Stephanie Alexander, age 52. So nevertheless, y'all, there's a whole lot to this story, but what really stood out to me was the fact that, for one, I'm trying to wrap my head around why a married man will be so comfortable as to bringing his side chick to his personal domain. That is a very, very dangerous game. I'm surprised at his age, being 53 years old, he would know better than that. I'm sure this is not the first time he has cheated. So what made him feel so comfortable to actually bring it to the home front? Most men that age, that's not their style of cheating. Most old school men, they do not bring their mistress or side chick, no disrespect to the dead, but that is what I know her as, based off of this situation, not personally. So the fact that he was so comfortable with bringing this young woman into his home. Now, he could have been bringing her into his home because, for one, he's too cheap to get a hotel. She's young. She probably stayed with mama. She probably live in the projects. She probably ain't want to go somewhere where, you know, he's not familiar with the environment. I'm not sure why he was not concerned that his neighbors, I'm assuming the children was not there. I don't know what made this man so comfortable with bringing this woman to his home. My thing is, if you're going to do dirt, don't bring it to your home. Don't bring it to your house where your neighbors. Don't disrespect and degrade your spouse, where you're bringing your filth to your personal home. Because it very well could have went the other way. Side chick could have got mad with him. Tyra could have got upset with him, knowing where he lives, knowing where him and his wife rests his head. It could have turned around and been the opposite. And she's known to carry weapons, Tyra Crosby, that is, and we're going to get into that in a few. So that's the main thing that disturbs me, is that this man had no respect. He was already wrong for stepping outside his marriage and violating his wife. But on top of that, to add insult to injury, you're going to violate your home, bring this female into your home, and y'all know how these young females are. It was only going to be a matter of time. If it wouldn't have went down that day, it was going to go down eventually, because that was dumb of him to bring her to his home. Know how these young women are. All it would have took is for her to get pissed off with him and let the wife know, I've been in your house. I know what your bed looks like. And we don't know what that wife found when she came into that home and saw her. We don't know. Details are still very vague. If she actually caught them smashing in their bed. If she caught this young lady giving her husband head. We don't know what drove her over the edge. We don't know if this young lady got smart in the mouth. Yes, I'm effing your husband. I'm smashing him. And what? What you gonna do, old B? You know how these young women are. They have no respect. You know? And the reason she wasn't gonna have no respect for her because the husband didn't. And most of the time, once your husband steps outside of the marriage and disrespects you, 9 times out of 10, the side chick is gonna do the same thing. The side chick is not gonna feel like she has to respect you because, hell, the husband did. And in this case, it's even worse. I could only imagine the balls and the nerve of this young lady because she felt comfortable enough to come into the home, which is the second issue for me. Now, I understand this young lady is 25 years old. When you're young, these older men, they know how to manipulate you. They know how to spend money on you. They know how to bait you, especially if you're young and dumb and you're easily to get influenced by $1. This could have been a sugar daddy thing. We don't know if it was one of them things where probably ain't been seeing her that long, just wanting to bring over there to smash and dash, and she got a little money. Or maybe they've been dealing with each other, but this time he upped the ante and brought it close to home. We don't know how this relationship orchestrated. I'm hearing different things. I heard they met at the club, like a sports bar. And truth is, she is an adult. She is legal. So, and she's old enough to reside in them type of places. Matter of fact, most men, married men, meet their side chicks at the club, at a sports bar. Most of the time, that's where they meet them at. Most of the time, married men go to these type of environments for that reason. They're looking for fresh meat on the market, something that they can haunt and conquer for the moment. So, supposedly, based on the different resources that I have did my research with, that is where they met. At a club, which is not too far from that particular place. Now, again, the details are still very vague. So, we have this situation here. Like I said, this young woman who felt comfortable enough to come into his personal residence. Now, as a woman, you're supposed to have what's called women's intuition. Women by nature, we are nosy individuals. We are nosy creatures. I don't know how this young woman, even though she's only 25, one would think she would know better and be able to observe and pay attention to things and know that a woman lives here. There's no way a man can live with his wife and you don't see nothing in our house that doesn't give you red flags that a woman lives here. You can tell the way the house is decorated. You can tell the way the furniture looks. You can tell just little things lets you know a woman lives there. Seeing her clothes, her coat probably hung up somewhere. You just know, especially when you go to the bathroom, you seeing all these hair products. You seeing a hot comb, you seeing a flat iron. How could this woman not have known that he didn't live with a woman? Any woman comes into my house right now, she gonna know that I live here. Honey, I got wigs, I got hair products galore. My house is like the CVS, especially when you go in my bathroom. I got all my Bath and Body Works products, Dove body wash, my flat iron, my hot iron, my blow dryer, my shampoos, my wash sponge, little fluffy sponges that would. It's stuff you know a woman live. So either this young woman was very oblivious, where she just really did not give a damn because she was trying to make her some money. She was trying to make this dude a sugar daddy. Maybe she didn't she was so oblivious that she didn't notice that, or either she noticed it but didn't give a damn. Let's face it, you got a lot of women who don't have no respect for themselves, so they're not going to respect another woman. The fact that you're willing to deal with a married man, or the fact that you took it to that level, you'll take it to any other level. Most side chicks, they don't just disrespect on one level, they escalate it to another level. They already smashing your husband. Hell, they'll come to your house and smash him. Hell, they'll smash him in your car. The disrespect just escalates, and it is these married men that have created this. It is their fault that they put themselves out there and get themselves caught up. Not only they get themselves caught up, but they get these side chicks caught up. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. So I don't know why this young lady did not notice that a woman lived there. Like I said, maybe she did notice, but she didn't give a damn. Because let's face it, these side chicks, they have no respect. These young women have no respect for older women, period. We've seen how Ariane has disrespected Melody to the third power. And Melody is older than Ariane. But the funny part is, Ariane looks older than Melody. So, but let her tell it. You got these young women who think they got a one-up on older women because they're younger. So, like I said, these young women, most of the time, they don't have no respect anyway. They don't respect themselves because they're willing to lay up with anybody, even if the man is married. So, therefore, they're not going to respect the wife. They're not going to respect her house. And again, all of this thanks to the married man who didn't respect his marriage and made it easy for these young women to be able to get caught up in these type of situations. So, I was doing my little, because I'm a subscriber. I'm subscribed to a couple of people as well. And I have to give credit to where credit is due. I don't get information from a content creator and I don't shout them out. And I don't give them their props. There's a content creator, a blogger by the name of 54_keys, KEYZ. If you head over there, please let her know Mocha sent you. I love for content creators to know that I shout them out. I like to let them know that whatever information I relay to my subscribers who I got it from, I don't believe in taking people material and I don't give them the recognition. So please, if you go to 54_keys, let them know Mocha sent me. Okay? So I was dabbling around in YouTube streets, doing a couple of pull-ups and couple of drive-bys, and that's when I rolled up on 54keys, and she shared some very interesting information, which I kind of felt like something was more to the story. And that's what I love about these YouTube streets, honey. Y'all be having more tea than these news channels, than TMZ. Y'all be putting it out there. I got to give big ups to Chit Chat with True Tea. What's the other one? The other one I think is with True Tea, Caramel, Auntie, Black Titanic. Y'all be having more. Y'all be having more tea than the Boston Tea Party. Y'all always give me all the scoop. Y'all do a wonderful job at that. So 54keys gave some very interesting information. And I kind of felt like there was more to the story with Tyra. Oops. Let me turn this down, y'all. Ew. Tyra Crosby. So what I did not know, and some of you may not have known, is Tyra Crosby is not an innocent individual like we think she is. Now, I will say she did not deserve to die in the manner in which she did. But, sometimes the way we live our life, the way, we have done things in the past, somehow, in some way, it has a funny way of sneaking up on us, and sometimes karma does not come through the person you did it to, the dirt that you've done to. Sometimes your karma comes from a whole different angle. from somebody, from people you never even expected it to come from. But based off of 54 Keys, she pulled up this record, and hopefully I can share it in the clip. But she pulled up a record on Tyra Crosby, and I found it very interesting that this young lady is very rough around the edges. She's very rough around the edges. She's not as innocent as a lot of people make her out to be. And, you know, of course, her mother was on the news pouring down in tears. And I understand her wanting justice for her child. Nobody wants to lose their child, especially in the manner in which she lost her daughter in. So, nevertheless, y'all, a person's past should not define who they are today. However, it does give you a strong sense of character. So, going back in her criminal history, I would say April 6, 2021, she was charged with discharging firearm into occupied property. Also, April 6, 2021, she was charged for harassing phone call. Biggest charge, which I overlooked, y'all. This was the first one I meant to tell you. April 6, 2021. Okay, all this was on the same date. Weapon with intent to kill. So, matter of fact, she has 2 charges with intent to kill. So, actually, all of these charges, y'all, was all on the same day of April 6, 2021. One charge, intent to kill. Second one, intent to kill. Third one, discharge of firearm into occupied property. Could be home, could be car. And harassing phone call. So, she was released the same day. But nevertheless, this just goes to show you that she was a rough character. And I also found some photos of her, because you know her Facebook page is gone. Nobody, all the participants in the situation, all of their Facebook pages are gone. You cannot find anything on anyone. So good thing a lot of you bloggers, big ups to y'all. Y'all got this information early before they shut everything down. So, this young lady had a photo of herself with a gun, a holster, and a gun on her waist. So, this chick was really about that life. She was rough around the edges. And if Mrs. Alexandria, the woman who unalived her, was aware of her character and aware of what she was up against, one would only think that it would make sense why she took matters into her own hands like she did. This was a rough character. Not only she has, let me see. Check this out, y'all. She also got charges from March 19th, 2023. This was her recent charges. Simple assault and communicating threats. Now, when they say the apple don't fall too far from the tree, not only did Tyra Crosby have a history of being violent, being reckless, not only does she have it in her history, her sister has it. Now, mind you, her sister's name is Tyra Hoskins. Tyra Hoskins is 3 years older than her. So her sister's like 29 and Tyra Crosby was 25. Now, her sister also has a simple assault charge from November 16th, 2020. And her sister also has a charge from 2021 for intent to kill and discharging firearm into occupied property. It runs in the family. But this same mother was boo-hoo crying. And again, I understand she lost her child. But I'm always noticing it's the parents that's boo-hoo crying about their little Peaches and Nene and Pookie and Ray Rays. And these are the same ones who will not admit that their children had issues, their children had problems. Tyra Crosby and her sister, so I could see if it was just maybe one of them, because every parent has just that one child that's off the chain. But both of your daughters, no disrespect, but these young women were certified hood rats. Certified. And like I said, you know, these young women today, they have no respect at all for older women. They don't even have respect for themselves. They will cuss you out, tell you to shut the F up, call you all type of B words. These young women today are cut different. They're cut different. And I strongly believe that this is just my hypothesis. This is just my opinion. I believe Tyra Crosby, based on her past, which pretty much defines her personality to a degree, because like I said, her charges wasn't that old. 2023, you know, she just had some charges for simple assault and communicating threats. So this young lady was off the chain. So Miss Alexandria came to her home, saw this young woman there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tyra was probably very bigoted. Tyra was probably very disrespectful and nasty. Probably cursed her out in her own home. And as much as all of us could sit up there and say, you know, this is her husband's fault, everybody should be blaming him, I agree with that. But y'all know, when it all boils down to it, these women are going to go after a side chick. We can preach that till the cows come home, that it's the married man, she need to be going in on him. I agree, but the whole bottom line is the side chicks are the ones that are always going to get it first. Period. Like I say, period, point blank. The moment she came into her home, she wasn't asphyxiated on her husband. How dare you bring this woman in my home? Now that probably came later, but the first thing she saw was that side chick. And 9 out of 10, I'm sure she asked her, what the hell are you doing here? What the F are you doing here in my house? Your husband brought me here, bitch. She probably was all bigoted and nasty. Probably wouldn't even humble herself and say, no disrespect, ma'am, I didn't know this was your house. 9 times out of 10, hood ratted and tatted. She probably went off on this older woman. Probably disrespected her. Probably called out her name. If a woman caught me with her husband, last thing I'm going to do is get nasty with the wife or the girlfriend. I'm going to humble myself. I've been in a situation. The only difference was he was married. I've been in a situation where a female called me and found my number. And she reached out to me, what is your number doing? You know, I found your number in his pants, you know, because we didn't have cell phones as much then as we do now. So everything was pen and paper, you know, and she found my number. And she wanted to know who I was, and I told her. I said, well, I met him at so-and-so, you know, we just talked, nothing happened, but, you know, he didn't tell me that he was in a relationship. Because I kept my cool, she kept hers. I wasn't on some, what the F you calling me for? You need to get your man in check. See, that's how these new broads move today. And because of the disrespect, it make you want to pow. And I don't encourage violence. I don't encourage a woman to take another woman's life. It's not worth it. Don't lose your freedom. Don't lose your peace of mind over a man who's going to move on because you put somebody else in the grave. He's going to move on and get another woman anyway. I don't recommend that. But in the heat of the moment, these young women like trying you. Ain't my fault you got OPUSSY. Ain't my fault he tired of your old raggedy you know what. Come on, y'all know how reckless these females are at the mouth. They mama ain't trained them how to, deal with older women, conduct themselves around older women. I won't be surprised if that same mama who was boohoo crying, I won't be surprised if she really couldn't do nothing with her either. I bet she probably disrespected her own mama at times. But that was the woman who she ended up calling when she got in trouble. That's how they do. They disrespect the ones, who raised them and try to teach them right from wrong. But as soon as they get in some trouble or something, they calling the mama. The mama ain't going to admit that because she's so hurt about the loss of her daughter, which is understandable. But I guarantee you, that mama couldn't do nothing with Tyra. And she couldn't do nothing with her daughter, other daughter, 𝓜𝓸𝓬𝓱𝓪'𝓼. Both of her daughters was off the chain, ma'am. And I was watching this other guy who had a really good channel. He made some interesting points as well. I'm going to see if I can pull it up, y'all. And remember, when I tell y'all about these people, please tell them Mocha sent you. Because people need to know that it's other content creators who respect the craft and advice of other content creators. But he made some significant points. His delivery was very strong, but he made some significant points. He said, first of all, a lot of these young females, they are so easy. They easy to get. It don't take much to get them in bed. And this came from a man who's been out there, who knows how a lot of these young females get down. Because he's a man and he's dealt with females. Okay, his content is The Real Rap News. No, The Real Rap Show. Check him out. Tell him Mocha sent you. The Real Rap Show. When I said he broke it down to the lowest common denominator, but from a man's perspective, he said them young females, especially these ones coming out of North Carolina, which I'm sure that's everywhere, he said they easy to get. You could lay them on the first night. A lot of people feel as if this was like a sugar daddy transaction that went wrong. And the least he could have did was took her to a hotel. Took her to an alley near a dumpster. Anywhere but to his personal domain. So I don't know if him and the wife was having issues and he wanted to spite her and hurt her. Because you got some men that'll do some evil stuff like that. I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring this woman to the house to upset you. And that's why you got to be careful being a side chick. Because you could be used as a pawn in somebody else's filthy, demonic game. You could be used as a pawn. While you thinking you're benefiting, you're going to get money out of this man. You're going to, you know what I mean? You're going to benefit from the situation. Some people will use you to hurt someone else. And in the process of it, you can get hurt. Probably knew how his wife, I'm sure he knew his wife had insecurity issues. Going to bring this young woman there. Try to prove a point. Some of these men could be real petty and real malicious. Like women, So we really don't know what his whole ulterior motive for bringing this female to the house, to his personal home and domain. But that was very dumb of him. And guess what? He's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. He can act unbothered, but he's going to have to deal with the fact if his wife ends up getting time, he's going to have to deal with that. And he's going to have to deal with the fact this young lady is in the grave because of him. So I hope I hope the booty was worth it, sir. I hope that quick nut was worth it. Because what you're going to go through, and I'm sure your wife family despises you, and I'm sure your family is looking at you with the side eye, and not to mention y'all have 5 children together. What does this leave them? 5 children together. You up here smashing this side chick, hood ratted and tatted, with a lengthy criminal record that is longer than the line at Krispy Kreme donuts 6 in the morning. Bruh, is you serious? That's why I say age does not determine a person's level of intelligence. This was a full-grown man who ought to know better. All it was, his wife loved his dirty drawers. This probably ain't the first time. This ain't the second time. For him to be this comfortable, he been hoeing. He been cheating and lying. Disrespecting his vows. I keep telling y'all, anytime you participate in the breaking of another person's covenant, whether if it was intentionally or unintentionally, you're going to pay the price. This young lady lost her life. Either because she was too gullible, her mother did not give her the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding. I've talked to my daughter about married men. I've schooled her about married men, told her what signs to look for. I recommend any woman out here who has daughters, you need to school your daughters, because these married men like Martell and Albert Alexander, they're preying on young women that are beautiful, that are intelligent, that got a life ahead of them. And the problem is, these married men, they don't want to live the life of a married man. They want to still be out here on the chase, like the dogs that they are chasing cat. And if you don't school your daughter to the game, I schooled my daughter to the game. She's had married men approach her. And like she says, I will never deal with a married man, because that's like stepping into the devil's dungeon. I don't want my blessings blocked. As women, we got to school our daughters to these predators out here. These married predators. Because that's what they are. Predators are always on the hunt. They're always trying to conquer something. As women, you got to school your daughters. You got to have that conversation with them, or else you're going to be like this woman. You could possibly end up being like this woman. And lose your daughter because she was too biggity, or either she lacked the knowledge and understanding and knowing that she was dealing with a married man. It's common sense. Have this conversation with your daughters. He only talking to you certain hours throughout the day. You can't call him after 8 o'clock. You've never been to his house yet. Or if you've been to the house, you ain't seen something strange. I remember one time I was dating a guy, and he invited me over to his home for dinner. And I'm nosy. I when I go to your bathroom or whatever, I look. I saw a perm box that hadn't even been opened. I knew right then and there. I said, okay, he got a female he dealing with. Especially you got a low haircut. What you doing with a perm? Now these days it may be different. You may have to wonder something else if you find a perm box. But you see a perm box, you seeing tampons, you seeing douche, massingale, really, and you think he by himself? If not, his woman probably comes over there all the time. You gotta tell your daughters about this. Because they're going to be, this is the times our children are in. We have to educate our young women that are coming behind us. My daughter know a married man, period, point blank. She's had plenty of them who've tried to approach her. She don't want that kind of problems. She don't want that kind of heat. I broke it down to her. I made her understand the problems that come with dealing with a married man. I said, I don't care how good looking he is, how much money he got. You don't want them kind of problems. You can't see you on the holidays. You get attached. And all it takes is for you to go to bed with him a couple of times. Now you have created built a soul tie between the both of you. Now you have become joined to this man, spiritually joined to a married man who's already joined to his wife. And you now have brought a curse upon yourself. You have adopted a demonic seed into your life. You have planted that seed. I've never seen too many women come out on the winning end dealing with a married man. Very rarely does it happen. We're seeing it unfold every day. How these side chicks get exploited and the things they end up having to go through. That's why Ariana is walking around here going to these celebrity D- events, trying to bait someone. Nobody's not going to bait or court her. She cursed herself by getting involved with Martell. She will never get a good man. She will never get a good husband. She's cursed herself from that. And the bottom line is, any man who deal with her, if he does, it's just going to be a smash and dash. He's not going to want to wife her. He's not going to want to be a husband to her and a father, the little helmet, and her daughter. It's not going to happen. And that seed is going to transcend because she has a daughter. Her daughter may end up dealing with a married man because she dealt with a married man and her mama dealt with a married man. Ariana has even attested to this. Some of us don't want to break the generational curses. We want to keep repeating them. We put them in our children, which in turn ends up in our grandchildren. Ariana's not understand, like a lot of these side chicks, you're getting older. As you get older, you don't change your lifestyle. For you know it, you'll be 50, 60, still lonely, still by yourself, still miserable and bitter, holding on to the hopes of eventually locking in a married man who you have basically invested your life and all of your years into. So yeah, basically y'all, this is a very tragic situation. Like I said, you know, these were two older people. Stephanie Alexander, age 51, her husband 53, and Tyra Crosby, 25, young woman, but not so young that she didn't know any better. My opinion, I really feel this young lady could care less. I believe even if she would have survived this situation, I believe it just would have made her more bold, more egotistical. Some women get their jollies off of married men wanting them or finding them desirable. When really these married men are just using them. But you can't tell these young women that. They think they have a one-up. They think they are better than a wife. It strokes their ego when a married man wants them. And once their ego is stroked, it just makes them more liable to getting disrespectful. It just makes them more confident. It gives them this false level of confidence. If your husband want me, that gives me the right to disrespect you. That gives me the right to say what I want to say to you. Because if you was doing what you were supposed to do, your husband wouldn't want me. This is the delusions of the side chick. If he was happy, he wouldn't be checking for me. That's how these young, ignorant side chicks, that's how they think. They think the wife is doing something wrong. And I guarantee this young lady, she about popped off at Miss Alexandria. She popped off and got out of pocket. I'm sure she did. Now, no, normally this would have been my members only, but today I've given everybody full access just to let y'all know, if you were to join members only, this is extra raw additional content that you're going to get access to that a lot of non-members aren't going to have access to. So normally today this would have been a sneak peek, but I said, you know what, I'm going to do an all access. Just today, a members only all access pass today. Now that means now I still owe my members another all exclusive membership content. So I got y'all coming or whatever, so I still owe y'all one more, but today I at least wanted to do an all access, so people who are not members can see the full access of becoming a member, some of the content that they could potentially be missing out on unless they were members. But anyway, y'all, this is a very tragic story. This is a tragic ending. This young lady has been buried. This is the legacy she left. She's going to always be known as that woman who died dealing with somebody else's husband. I mean, regardless of all the wonderful things people have to say about her, this is how she left here. This is what she's going to be known for the most. Same thing with a lot of these side chicks out here. You know, most of the time, people who know them, especially when they become known in a bad way, you know, in which the social media and the news, and but in this result, because this young lady died tragically, this was reported all over the news, all over the world. And this is the legacy that's left. Now, that she left. Now, it's going to be interesting because Stephanie Alexandria is going to have to go to court. This is just the beginning of her troubles, you know. She might have felt justified in the midst of doing what she did because of the pain and the disrespect, but now she's going to have to answer. It can go either way. This woman can end up getting time, 10, 20, 25 years, and who wants that at the age of 50? Who wants to do all of that time, all of this time? You might as well, you're not even living your life anymore. However, this woman has never been locked up before. So this woman, her, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what her attorney, what cards he could pull out the deck to possibly alleviate her from not having to do a lot of time or to get her off completely. Because truth is, Alexandria does not have no criminal record, period, point blank. The other point is that North Carolina does have the stand your ground law. And with the stand your ground, we can clearly see, rest in peace to Trayvon Martin, that's why Zimmerman to this day is still able to walk around freely because of that stand your ground. Now her attorney can use that to his advantage. Unless Tyra's attorney can prove, no, she been knew her husband was doing this. She been well aware. So she knew what she was doing when she decided to unalive this woman. It can go several ways. But the thing about it is, both of them are going to have to live with this. She's going to have to live with the fact she unalived this young woman, and it was because of her husband disrespecting her. Now, I hope she has that same energy for Mr. Alexander. Don't unalive him, of course. But I will hope now that she's seeing everything she's up against, that she would leave his dusty behind. Because he knew better. He gonna sit up here and get this 25-year-old female who he knew didn't know it like he knew it. I don't care how grown these 25-year-old women act. I don't care how much they think they know everything. They don't know it like a person who's 50 and over who done been there and done that. He knew exactly what he was doing. Because let me tell you something. An older woman would have played that with him. If he was going to mess around, he should have dealt with a woman that was his age. Because she would have knew better. Hell no, I'm not coming to your house. Hell no, I know you married. I'm not going there. See, they know what they doing. He intentionally got a young, hair-hatted, tatted, hood-ratted female. He knew what it was doing. He wanted somebody wild. He wanted somebody who didn't give a F-U-C-K. He wanted somebody that was about it, down with the demonic shenanigans. He knew she would be the perfect candidate of not giving a F, not giving a fudge. He knew that. Her criminal record shows this chick was bad about it. She don't give a fudge. She don't care if a man married. She didn't care if it was his wife. You got some women who get a joy out of that. They want to smash a married man in another woman's house so they can describe your curtains, describe your bed sheets, describe the pictures on your wall. That is a major RAP violation. And women have done it. And luckily survived to tell a story. Oh, I know what your mattress look like. I know your curtains is blue with the green and white stripes on it. You got a sledge bed, a gray sledge bed with the diamonds encrusted on the headboard. I seen your pictures on the side of the bed when y'all went on a cruise last month to the Bahamas. These trifling side chicks will tell you. They will describe your house, describe your bed, describe what your man head below his waist look like. Oh, I know, it got a little birthmark on the left side of it. It's a little pink around the rim. Yeah, he like it doggy style. And you putting the pieces together, wonder why you came home that 1 month, that one day in the week. You knew you made up your bed before you left. Noticing now you smelled a different odor that you normally don't smell. Noticing your pH balance done been off the last couple of days. You don't smell like your usual self. Or you put the pieces together, he's trying to gaslight. Baby, what's going on with your body? You changed soaps? Have you been douching lately? You got some married men that are ignorant enough to do that. Martell gives me those type of vibes. Will sit up here and make you think something wrong with you, knowing he's smashing other people, and that's causing your pH balance to get thrown off. When last time you been to the doctor? When last time you got that checked out? You got some married men that are just that bold and ignorant. They will pull some stuff like that. It is totally a trip. But y'all, it's gonna get more interesting because she's gonna have to go to trial. She's gonna have to face judges. We'll have to listen to both sides of the story. Her mother is gonna, the victim's mother, Tyra Crosby's mom, is gonna have to relive the nightmare, hearing all the details throughout the trial of how her daughter left here. You know, how her daughter met this married man. Also, Mr. Alexander, he's going to have to get on trial too. He's going to have to explain in front of his wife, in front of his in-laws, in front of his children, or whatever. He's going to have to explain how he met this woman. He's going to have to explain what made him bring her over there. This trial is going to be very interesting, and I'm here for it. If I lived in North Carolina, I would go because, you know, these courts are public or open to the public. I would go just so I can hear how the hell all this really went down and how it all started. If any of my subscribers, if y'all in North Carolina, please go and let me know what the hell you done found out. Because I sure would love to know the details to this story. Because it's coming. They're going to have to set a trial. They're going to have to pick a a jury. They're going to have to pick a date for the trial. This is not over. This is not over. This is just beginning. Even though she's out on bond, bond doesn't mean you're free. Bond just means you're out until you're sentenced. So, we're going to see how the rest of this is going to pan out. Moral to the story, ladies. Pay attention to the environment in which these married men bring you upon. Even if a man's not married, pay attention to his home, the things he has in his possession, anything that belongs to a female. He may have a woman who he's married to or a woman he's in a relationship with who visits him from time to time. You don't want to get caught up in a situation. This man is smashing you to mother rings and his girlfriend pops in out of town and walks in on y'all because she's going to come straight for you. Let's just face it. These women aren't going after their men. They aren't going after the men. They're going to come after you. Bottom line, We done preach. Y'all need to deal with these men. Deal with your husband. You're not going to tell a woman in the heat of the moment, in the heat of anger, to go check her husband. She going to check you. So you got to be prepared for that. Every woman is not going to hold her husband accountable. She's going to hold the high shy chick accountable. If she does, she's going to deal with him later. But you're going to get it right then and there. So leave your opinion below. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. Again, today is just the all access pass to members and non-members content today. I have to do another content for my members only, and those of you who are my subscribers, I have to do another one for y'all as well. So we got some interesting topics. We got some more recipes that are coming up at the lounge, more different topics, different content that we have to get started, you know, upon, because again, I've been taking some time off. My daughter be here Friday, so you know, I've been mentally and physically getting my house and everything together for that. So nevertheless, y'all, leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about the situation. Who was in the wrong? Who was in the right? Who is more at fault? Who should be held accountable? Do y'all think Tyra deserved to go out in the manner she did? Do y'all think when Alexandria came in and saw her there that she handled her diligently? Like, I apologize, ma'am, I didn't know. Or do you think she was gut bucket? Yeah, yeah, I'm in your house, and what you gonna do? Blah blah blah. What do y'all think really went down? I'm curious as to know what y'all think happened when Stephanie came to her home and saw her there. Look, we know the husband is full of shit. We know he's trifling. We know that. I'm more focusing on right now, what do you think occurred between Alexandria and Tyra? Because he going to get his karma. His karma is coming. So anyway, y'all, I will talk to y'all soon. Don't forget, you are more than welcome to put in your order for the Fire Stick for the cable 9,000 channels. If you wonder how the cable works or what my channel has, what my cable app has to offer, I do have a cable app commercial in my archives, so just make sure you check that out. It explains everything in case you have any questions or concerns. I do make tumblers. Christmas will be coming up soon. Some of y'all gonna be visiting family members for Thanksgiving. Maybe you want to make some nice cups or souvenirs for your family members to take back home for Thanksgiving. I can put y'all family photos on the tumblers. I can even make notebooks, you know, with the family photo on the little mini pads, notebooks, for people to take home. I could do all type of souvenirs for you. So if you want to make any special gifts before the holidays, please hit me up. Book me early before I get too busy, because when I get busy, I'm not going to have time to do special pre-orders. So do it early. Get it out the way. Get it done. So anyway, y'all, I'll talk to y'all soon. This is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Y'all take care. Y'all be blessed. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is Lady Mocha, your favorite content creator, well, one of your favorite content creators. Just thought that I would do a small presentation on my cable app known as Espresso Streams. So I know a lot of people have been inboxing me, hitting me up, needing additional information pertaining to the app, pertaining to my cable app. So I thought it just would be better if I actually uploaded and did a video pertaining to the cable app and all of what it consists of, in case you have any additional questions or concerns. So let's get right into it. So nevertheless, as you can see, this is my widescreen TV. And I already have my Fire Stick inserted in the back. So like I said, for anybody who's interested in my cable, you can either purchase a Fire Stick from me, which is $65 plus shipping. Keep in mind that it will already come loaded with the cable app, so that's less work for you to do. So if you're not technology savvy, if you don't have a lot of patience, if you're not good at enabling settings and things of that nature on your actual Fire Stick, save yourself the headache and just purchase a Fire Stick from me. That way you don't have to do nothing, absolutely nothing, but plug it in your TV. And once you do that, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have the app already loaded there on there for you, which is my IPTV app. Now, if you are pretty high-tech savvy and you pretty much know what you're doing, you know how to load Fire Sticks, and you're pretty good at that, then you could actually just request the download app instructions from me, and then I will email them to you. That way you can upload the app on your own with your own Fire Stick if you already know how to load apps and if you're pretty good with, being technology savvy. But for those of you who are not, don't worry, everybody does not have the patience or the knowledge to be able to deal with technology. Just buy a stick. So this is what we're going to do. So my app is already loaded into my stick. We're going to go directly to IPTV Smartest app. And for those of you who already have a Fire Stick and you don't want to have to buy one from me, this is where you're going to need the instructions from me on how to install my IPTV Smartest app. Okay, so as you can see, we have live TV, we have movies, and we have series. Okay, now you can get up to as many lines as you want. Basically, the way that it works, because I have people asking me, well, what kind of packages do you have? It's not so much packages. It practically has to do with how many lines you want. Don't matter if you get one line. Well, you automatically going to get 2 lines. But any line you get is automatically going to come with 9,000 channels. So starting with the live TV, just to give y'all a little preview of what we have. I always start with USA Entertainment. I always tell my customers to start there because there's just so many things on this app, y'all. There's just no way in the world I'm going to be able to go through every tiny channel we have. Is just very time consuming. So as you can see, this is and it depends on your internet speed. You do need at least 25 megabytes or higher to get good quality internet. So if you got a bunch of devices running, or if you got that slow, cheap internet, you're going to be scrolling and loading for a long time. So please invest in good internet so you'll have good streaming quality. I've had people who have gotten my app realize that it's doing a lot of freezing. It keeps scrolling, thinking it's my app, and come to find out it had nothing to do with my app. They had internet speed that was in the teens, 15, 13. And I'm like, no wonder your streaming is so pathetic. So listen, to much is given, much is required. You got to get the real internet, not that dial-up mess and none of that, or else you're going to get poor streaming quality. All right, so these are just a sample of some of the channels I got. I got a lot. I got pretty much like several different stations of one channel, but I'll go into that as we get into this. So like for instance, I have 2 hers, BET her channel. That's the BET channel for women. So I got 2 of those, and the reason why we have 2 or 3 of certain things is because if one acts up or one is having a hard time that day, you can just automatically go to the next one. Okay, so it does happen every once in a while. No different than Netflix, no different than Hulu. When it comes to streaming, it has its moments. So need not to worry. We have a backup of every channel that we have. So I have all the BETs, the Bravos. Going to this Bravo here. Like I said, I'm not going to go through every single thing. It's just way too many to name. As you can see, once you click on the show that you want to watch, you will get a full screen. But we're going to back out of that. So we're just going to go down some more. So I'm going to get out of here. As y'all can see, we have the court TVs. We have Discovery. We have a little bit of everything for family, husbands, children. For those of you who got kiddies out there, grandkids, let me tell you, they're getting bored with this Netflix. They're getting bored with the same thing over and over and over. Yes, we got Blue's Clues. We got Blueys. We got all this other special kids channels. I don't have any little ones, so I don't know what they're watching now, but we got the SpongeBob. We got a little bit of everything. Listen, only 9,000 channels for $25 a month. You can't beat that. Now, the only way the prices rack up a little bit is if you want extra lines. If you just want 2 lines, it's $25. If you want 4 lines, it's $35. If you want 3 lines, it's $30. So it just depends on how many lines you want. You may just be comfortable with just 2 lines. Now, keep in mind, for how many TVs you want, that's the amount of lines you want. So if you got 5 TVs, you're going to want to get 5 lines, okay? If it's just you and your husband and 1 child or something, or, you know, you may be able to work with 2 lines. So we got the adult tunes here. Adult cartoons like Futurama, Beavis and Butthead, and all of that. I don't have to show all of that. ESPN, for those of you who got men in your household who love sports, you got a sports fanatic. You may be a sports fanatic yourself. You got some women who are really into all of the different sports. And if it's not a live sport, it's not going to show. That's another thing, y'all. If it doesn't show, it's because it's a live event that either hasn't started or is over with. It does not mean something's wrong with the channel. Now, you got NFL, you got NBA, you got MLB, double NCAA basketball. I also got all the news channels. I have a lot of people who hit me up about that. Yes, you will get your news channel within the state in which you live in. I live here in Savannah, Georgia, and yes, my cable does come with Savannah, Georgia. So if you live in Los Angeles or Colorado or Jacksonville, yes, we have your local cable stations, okay? And if you can't get it, I'm going to throw an extra app on there. That way you will have access to your local news stations. Because I get it. A lot of us are into the news, or we have parents or senior citizens who want to, be up to date with the news. So I have that as well. Now, let me get to some other stuff that I may have not mentioned to y'all. Now, this is one of my, let me get to this one. Premium movies, okay? So for all of y'all who are paying these separate apps for Stars and Cinemax, you're spending a lot of unnecessary money when all you have to do is spend $25 a month. And that way you can get your Stars, Cinemax, and then some. Look at all these Cinemaxes I have, okay? Good quality movies, good quality streaming, nothing raggedy, nothing choppy. It looks just like any other authentic cable provider. We don't have no Section 8 bootleg, nobody walking across the screen, none of that going on. Okay, so all these Cinemaxes, I'm not going to count them all. There's different ones, East, Action Max, blah, blah, blah. Not going to go through all that. MGM, they just added that. I didn't even see that until today. So they keep adding more stuff on here, y'all. And that's the great thing about this kind of cable app. We don't take away. We just keep adding and adding and adding. I never even knew we had an MGM, but learn one now. We got all the HBOs. Check this out, y'all. I got all the HBO comedy, HBO family, HBO zone. All this for $25. How much you paying on your cable right now? $150, $200, $175. Let's keep it moving. Look at all these Showtimes. I didn't see that. Showtime plus BET. I didn't even know no such thing exists. It's just so much stuff on here, y'all. I can't even watch all this stuff. Ain't no way. Only $25 a month. Showtime for women. Look at all these stars. Look at all these stars. Come on now. $25. This ain't no joke. This is legit. Encore. All this is just premium. I can't even keep up, y'all. I can't even keep up. Let me keep scrolling down. Yeah, so that's all the premium. Now, this is this is another little feature. A lot of y'all may like it, don't care about it. But this is called the relaxation channel. where you can just like listen to the ocean view music and things of that nature. So we got that. Now let me let y'all in on one of my personal favorites. I'm an old school chick, okay? So I'm into the 24/7 classics category. And it shows like a lot of the old school, like Beverly Hills and stuff. Now, every once in a while, if there's a problem, let's say if it's showing something that is not supposed to show, just inbox me and say, Mocha, I went to Beverly Hills and it's showing me the Golden Girls. It does happen every once in the blue moon, not a lot. It happens once in a while. Inbox me so I can hit my team up and we can correct it. So if you go to one of your favorite channels and something is out of order or it's not working, please be specific. Let me know the category. Let me know the name of the show. And please be specific with what's wrong. Let me know there's no audio. Like in other words, there's no sound. Or if you hear a bad sound, say you can tell me there is audio, but it's a lot of staticking. You got to be specific so we could correct the issue. Now, it has Family Matters. This is the classics ones, y'all. Judge Judy, Leave It to Bieber, Living Single, meaning it shows nothing but that 24/7. So if you are a Living Singles fan, right, and that's all you like to watch or whatever, then we'll go to, okay, so Living Single, okay, is acting right. So it'll show Living Single episodes 24/7 if that's all you want to watch. Same thing with Martin. Same thing with My Wife and Kids. I love me some Sanford and Son, okay? So I can watch that all day. I got my TV on Sanford and Son all day and it not even bother me. Now, let's say if you got a business, you got a salon, you a real estate agent, whatever. You have clients, more so places like barbershops. If your husband got a barbershop business or something, he wants cable in there to keep his customers entertained. Instead of him paying for $100 something a month, all he has to do is get a Fire Stick for me and pay $25 a month. That have all of this 9,000 channels. Okay, so if you got a business and you want to keep your customers occupied and you want to save some money, hit me up and get a Fire Stick 9,000 channel. Look, we got the Cosby Show, y'all. We got the Cosby Show. We got Brady Bunch. We got the Jamie Foxx Show. All of this is the 24 hours. So this one is my favorite. I stay on this one more than anybody, more than any of the categories. So that's probably why I be missing out on, you know, all of these new things that's coming on here. And I love Good Times, okay? I be watching Good Times 24/7. So we got the Sports Center, like I said, for all of you who got husbands, who got boyfriends, who are sports fanatics. I got your husbands, I got your baby daddy, I got them covered. All of this stuff here, I'm not going through all that NASCAR, volleyball. We just got it all, okay? I just got it all. We got Peacock here. So Peacock, I think it's some type of event or I don't know, hell. But anyway, we got it. And the other things, in case I'm missing out. Oh, we got live pay-per-view events. So guess what? When those live events come to your house or whatever on HBO, whatever, you don't have to pay for that. It automatically comes with your package. Yes, the UFCs, all the boxing events, championships. There's no need of me clicking on them because there's no live events, so you're not going to see anything. But whenever there's a live fight, a championship, you're automatically going to get it, okay? So you'll be good on that. You ain't got to pay no extra money. You ain't got to go to nobody's house and pay no admission fee. What else we got going on here? So it's just so much to offer. That's my live TV. I'm going to come up out of that because I want to try to, I think I'm over. Yeah, I'm over 10 minutes. There's so much to cover. But all of these are the movies, okay? Not going to go through all them. As you can see, it's different sections: comedy, horror, mystery, all of that, documentaries. I got it all. Not gonna go through all that. It's just too many. You're just gonna have to wait till you get your Fire Stick and do your own navigating. Yes, I got all the current series, everything you could think of I have. Let me see, all of the whatever current series they have out right now, we have all of that. I'm not going to go through all of it. If there's a certain show you want to know about and you want to know if I have it, just inbox me. It's just too many to try to go through. It's just too many. It's just, look, it's 3,000. It's over 3,000 series in this channel, just this category alone. So ain't no way I'm going to be able to go through all that. Classic shows, again, I'm a retro show watcher. So for all of your classic, my old school people, old school shows, we got that too, okay? We got the kids shows, okay? We make sure we look out for the kiddies. We look out for the little ones. We got them too, or whatever. So we have all of this here. So just because you don't see the picture, it does not mean it does not work. We have different episodes, different seasons. So you get to pick whichever season you want to go to. So this is one of these shows. I don't feel like going all into that. Like I said, it's too much to cover. Okay, as you can see, all of it popped up. So sometimes you got to be patient. Give it a minute to load. And everything will show up. These are all the kiddie shows and everything. So, classic tunes, music videos, so I'm gonna come out of that. But as y'all can see, this is how you know when to pay your bill. It'll let you know when your cable is going to expire to the bottom. The way payments are made, you simply Cash App or Zelle me. You don't have to inbox me and let me know that you're going to make a payment. You don't have to email me and say, hey, I'm sending the payment. Just send the payment. I'll automatically turn it on. Once I receive that Cash App, I get it. Sometimes we forget. We mix dates. Don't worry about it. I don't charge late fees. That's the beauty about my cable app. I don't charge late fees. I don't charge reconnect fees. You just pay your $25 whenever you get the money, and we cut it on. Now, for those who Cash App or whatever, it will be an extra $2 for transaction fee. So although the cable is $25, send $27 if you Cash App. If you Zelle, you don't have to send no extra, just the $25. But for all Cash App payments, it has to be $27, an extra $2 for a transaction fee. But you still can't beat that, because at the end of the day, these cable companies, they want more. So any questions or concerns, I think I just about hit everything. Like I said, get as many Fire Sticks as you need per TV. If you know, most of the time y'all watch 2 TVs, get 2 Fire Sticks, okay? It'll be $25 for up to 2 lines. You got 3 TVs, a third TV you want to add in that, then that's another $5, so that'll be $30. You got 4 TVs, add another 5, that's $35. So that's pretty much the name of the game. Like I said, I can't do less than 2 lines. Some people may be like, well, all I watch is 1 TV. That's cool. If you know somebody else who got a Fire Stick, give them your information so they can use your second line. Maybe your son in college, your daughter on her job or whatever. You could take your Fire Stick with you when you go on vacation. That's the beauty. Also, take your cable with you. You're going on a cruise boat. You're going out of town, and sometimes these hotels, they don't have the best cable selections. Take your Fire Stick with you. You could take your cable where you go. Only thing I recommend is that you don't forget and leave your Fire Stick there, and then you got to purchase another one from me. But they're great to take with you. You go out of town, you're going on a cabin trip. You can take your cable with you. Sometimes you go visit your family. Everybody don't have cable. Take a Fire Stick with you. Now, this is the other thing. If you do recommend and send other people to me, I would knock $5 off of your cable for every customer that comes to me and actually buy it. So if you currently got cable with me and paying $25 right now, you send a friend and Kiki decides that she wants to buy my cable, I'm gonna knock $5 off. Now you pay $20. Now you decide to send April to me and April wants to buy my cable, I knock off another $5. Now you pay just $15. So for everybody you send to me, I'm gonna knock it all the way down to your bill gets to $10, and $10, that's the minimum payment. That's as low as I will go. So if you could bring a few people to me, guess what? Your 9,000 package is only be $10. You can't lose either way it go. So anyway, hopefully I answered the majority of everything, all of the questions, any concerns, certain channels, certain movies you would like to know about. You are welcome to email me. inbox me. But I wanted to do this presentation because a lot of people seem to be confused and not sure of how my cable really operates. So it has nothing to do with packages. It's a matter of how many lines you want. But either way, you're saving a lot of money. So hopefully this answers the majority of the questions, and I look forward to being your cable provider. Y'all have a blessed day. Talk with y'all soon.